Done. Done. Should we keep going? No, it's fine. There's no need. There's no need. So, the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists. Yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest Lucamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right?
Sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them, and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Meh, the clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. Ah, so the Dr. Prescott was making the errors on purpose, and they killed him for that. Okay, that's my theory anyways. It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cool feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibly. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. He dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. Like, now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All of them are reason we gotta hightail it. Look, we've got Dr. oh my god, Modwell. Get in your way now. Roger that, be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? Well, we'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. You sure you want to talk to him here? He's a baddie. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. We needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face.
Super sus. Malice 80 proof risky. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. What? What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all. Okay.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Damn, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. So, that's a valid point. Very valid. It looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will
held
tell.
His hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. He must have been here recently. Oh my god, come on. Put two and two together, Luca. Luca. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring.
Once again muttered under his breath.
Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing.
They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it. Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Rollo? Before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. He's gonna open it. Everyone else huddle up. Oops. Fucker. I think this little caper has gone long enough. Solomon, no. Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Modwell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor, who created this town. Perennial fertilizer Valentine. All connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany.
Okay, alright.
With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Ah, yes, now you've got it. Temple Silverman, you discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Midwill. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
Okay, nice. And the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Dr. Kerr, the vial,
Kerr
please.
presented it with a theatrical twirl of the...
Oh, shut up. May I present to you the eighth wonder
Before
of
he
the...
could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did the whole evil villain monologue thingy about it.
Rollo casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a
Luca
taste.
jiggled the vial mockingly.
Seize him! Luca! Over here! What is this, hot potato? Not another inch and I'll smash
She
it.
held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We capture you and grant you much less
He
leniency.
pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed.
A deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there is only one way this
She
ends.
looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry, he's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded.
No!
Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance
The blood
review.
drained from Kerr's face.
Oh, he dead. He dead. Of course, sir. But first, you have to make a speech. You have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think all this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand how this is all because of me. I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn? Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great. But the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
Solomon shook his head with gratification.
I feel like she might have, yeah. Solomon shook his head with gratification. But I don't know when she would have gotten another vial. I'm trying to think if I've already been through something like that before. Maybe her own chemistry kit. I don't know. We'll see. But the universe was a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. Magic. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
Muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
So what? What? Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you the time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep those outside the door. Just playing Warframe? What? Well, crap.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca, give me a minute to calm my mind. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rolo, you just need some time. Rolo, it's over. We lost. Hey, I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just, we were so close. I got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Heh. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents. Look, I think it was meant for you. Why? What did it say? It's about an incident with your mother? Dr. Prescott found her in the lab with a stolen key card. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of tempest leucemia.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
She did? She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts secret. Over time, your mother led him to consider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
If he's closing, that's weird. But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull.
What?
Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole.
Why are we yelling?
With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Gran/mom to the rescue. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rolo. Hey, Mrs. Luca. Gran, that's awful nice of you. But I'm fine. Oh no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
Let's see. We gotta stop him. Oh, I guess not.
He downed its contents.
I guess it was for real.
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No! Well, I guess that's it. We lost. Ah, there it is. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Sweet. Okay.
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk, with a little change, with a little malice, with a little change, with a little junk, with a little change. Let's try change first.
Might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like pocket change? Your unlucky penny. Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's it gonna do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Is he a baby? Holy crap, he's a baby! Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. Look how cute he is! Still scowling though. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what we Valentines always do. What must be done. I will hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper. That would be great help. Thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now. It's not the right ending either.
Epilogue.
Oh, is it?
Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record.
That's the right ending?
Without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves.
Is that the proper ending? Let's go.
After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn, his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
I'm so happy. Hey, buddy. Roller, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? I'll be there in a minute. So did they get Roller back to his regular size? Does he look normal now? I am curious to see what would happen if I chose the other options though. I heard you and Rollo have a big plan for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity run Rollo 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. Excuse me. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Ilona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rollo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I just don't mean grown literally. Oh, he's so big then. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head, but I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Hey, guess how's the tree planting going? Can it be better? I'm so grateful for Ilona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Guess we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's
When
next?
perennial harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this right here, this is something I can be proud of. I see you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Alright, sir. Alright. Young Mr. Van Horn. How is little Solomon, Sharper doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I, so we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib to plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modewell, and she feels that Trevor's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, this child is unmolded clay. That's good. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That's the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. Two activities I am endeavoring to find less tasteful. Distasteful, sorry. Well, I think you did a great job. And the whole town is ready to help however we can. I can't wait to teach him to throw a
Erin did her
baseball.
best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. Did we ever discover about Graham being his mother? Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you
Mr.
still...
Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now.
With perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come on. None is too big. No one is too small. For just wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Smart. Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Alright.
The Valentine Mansion loomed over every other building in town, both figuratively and literally.
Yeah, we got everybody. Guess what? Yesterday I saw a Dinet's Titus. And that's good? It's great. Haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the country. That's great.
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they are studying it in the new lab. Did you know that? Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the country. Yep, close to the population of perennial harvest moved
It
in.
typically went on like this for quite some time.
That wouldn't be public today. You're not wrong, Radical. Alright. Oops, nope.
Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile.
Is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. Excuse me. Would you be so kind to take my order? 2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten applications. Excuse me. I'd love to place an order.
Mrs. Fratelli sighed with
Voice
a
goes.
zen-like calm.
Just as soon as my lunch rush ends, I'll be a feather on the wind. You going on vacation? For the first time in years. I've got you and your mom to thank. Why is that? She didn't tell you yet? You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone! Just like old times. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Wait. Did we know that? Did she find out that she was his mother? Like, did we have the discussion this past round? I don't think it was said, but whatever. We knew. A little higher. Yep. A little lower. Yep. A little higher. Yep. I'm telling ya, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle, hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine, fine. You just don't do anything drastic until I get there. Ooh, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yep. That'd be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen up our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. Oh, now we have to go back. Okay. Hello? Also, I've been a big fan of the music in this game. Just saying. The music has been fantastic. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root worthy. You're gonna be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. What was the surprise? My mom prepared this treat especially for you. Didn't have to do that. It wasn't just for them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of Old Beacon Pines. And thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. To Old Beacon? Okay, well, I guess I'm ready. I suppose everybody. Let's finish this game. Because it's almost midnight, y'all. Why no one tell me? No one gonna stop me? Ah, you got it. No, that's a good looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, that rides on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. Don't cry.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for.
Don't have to rub it in avocado.
Honestly, I began to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along.
Yeah, I know. Don't have to rub it in.
I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We probably should give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I really like a dang cello. God damn it, Rolo. Well, if you stop ever feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know, you have to say that. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh god. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. We've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more, because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Aww. Hey, Dad. Dr. Modwill says that over the next few years, this place should warm up, so you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those things that were the things that made you you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. That's so sweet. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. I like every time we talk, they zoom out a little bit further. I think it's good. It's good direction. Is the end? It's the end! You guys, we did it! Oh, so sweet. We nailed it. It's over. Look at us go. Yay. I will say this game overall was so creative. I just love the idea of you finding these words and you're going through the story and there's certain chapters that use certain words and each word has a different ending basically. When you pick a word in chapter 5, it changes the rest of the whole story changes. Which I think is so cool. No wonder this, okay wait, Kristen Miz? Oh my gosh, she's so good. Whoever she is, she was a storyteller. She was so good. I loved her voice. Anyways, so yeah, every chapter from like, well, chapter 4 or 5, you can go back and like change certain words and it would just change the entire story, which was just so cool. I loved it. It was so creative. Such a good game. I'm not gonna ramble on too much. I do want to get to bed, so let me see who we're gonna go and raid real quick. Let me see. Because if it's a Twitch call, I don't know who I'm gonna raid. Let's see. Oh, so quiet tonight. Ooh, raid. Ooh, Aaron's on. That's